block clubs and block associations are places that political people go, and they campaign, and they get to know people through their block clubs. So I say that to just share with you kind of like how Detroit is organized. So when I came home, I tried to get my mother and her peers to do more in terms of building community. And they said, I don't want to do that. We're retired. We don't want to do any of that. We just want to play cards. And I got so disappointed. I was like, oh my God, they don't want to do anything. They don't want to, they don't want to pour into community. So I actually went around, I got discouraged by them, and I went around to various organizations in the city of Detroit, many, and I volunteered across the city, just to help out and to see what the city was like, mostly in youth organizations. City of Detroit, Highland Park, which is, they call it the capital of Detroit. Did that for many, many years. And then another area that I was interested in was finances. And so I got involved with a group called Money Matters for Youth. And where we focus in on teaching young people about finances, the basics of finances, but then took them around to Wall Street. I did this with a couple of groups, so I'm kind of mixing some of the stories. Meeting all kinds of folks. Professional folks in finances, but teaching finances was good, but I was not happy about just teaching people how to buy business, because I want to get everything, it was all materialistic, and that bothered me. I said something is missing. And so what was missing for me was a connection to community, not just individualism, not just about materialism. For me, my heart is always in community, because I benefit from community through athletics. So from age 9 all the way through college and beyond, I had so many people pour into me, and I just thought that is the way I live, and I just thought it was important to do the same. So I wasn't seeing that where I went, and so I just wanted to change it. I wanted to get involved and impact my community and my spaces where people actually cared about where they live and cared about other people, not just about themselves. And so that's really where I'm landed. So community is extremely important to me, and I try to impact community or influence community in various ways, and I take my time, and I'm really decisive about how I'm doing it. So I try to do it with the most impact. So for instance, some of my time is being used this summer with an initiative called Food Justice Fridays, and I work with many of the farmers, the urban farmers and gardeners, and we try to have an event where fresh produce is there. We talk about food justice, environmental justice, and how do we take care of the world and take care of each other. There's conversation about food sovereignty. We're making sure that everybody can eat. I'm also going to tell you one more thing that I'm doing, and I'll talk about this bench because it's related. A bench like this is called We Meetings. So I'm hosting something called We Meetings in my neighborhood, because we have to take care of the things that we want to have happen and the things that we don't like. I don't look for politicians to do all the work. I look for myself and other people who I live near and I interact with to help take responsibility for their communities, for what we're going to create in the world, how we're going to do it, because I think it's up to us to build again that beloved community or build a community. A lot of people will call the politicians, say, would you do this? And then they wait and then they get upset. I think we have a lot of power, a lot of influence, and we can create anything we want. Does anybody else believe in that?
Yeah.
if you do, if you believe that, please raise your hand. Inspire me, please. But I have a question. Does anybody not believe in it? Raise your hand. Does anybody not believe that they have power within themselves to change something? Maybe, I'm just some people don't believe they do. There are people who really don't believe they have any power, that they don't have any influence, that they don't have any agency, and they see that, they believe that it's always things happening to them and everybody, and I talk to lots and lots of people all the time, that they can do nothing. And I ask that question because they don't believe they can do anything, they get hopeless. We have a lot of people committing suicide because of it. They get overwhelmed, and that's not the only thing. And that suicide word is very sensitive because I have known people who have committed suicide, and even this year, talking to many people, because I work with a lot of people in the mental health field. And so I just want to share the message, or bring the message that we do have the ability to have some influence and to not give up. But for me, it's very important to seek out other people who believe that too, and to know that you can actually work with other people to make things happen. So like you all are doing here. So I said I was going to mention this bench, and I talked about the we group. So the we meeting are people who live in my neighborhood, that we are deciding that we wanted to get to know our neighbors, and that we are now door knocking. We're going to door. Matter of fact, Saturday, I will be door knocking with some of the people in my neighborhood, and we're knocking and saying, "Hey, we're your neighbors. Just want you to know, we want you to know that we're here for you." We created a T-shirt that says, "We be neighbors, y'all." And everybody, it is really, we're having fun with it. And then we even laughed about, somebody's gonna correct us about the grammar. We be neighbors? You know, I'm supposed to say. So we just started having a lot of fun with that. And so even that effort is bringing us together, because when crisis comes, as you all know, we're having a lot of challenges in this country, from environmental challenges, some people would say crisis or challenges, to governmental and how we're structured governmentally, war challenges is going on right now. We see that things are changing around the world, and they're starting to influence us in America like it hasn't been there. I've heard people say, I feel like I'm in the third world country now. Some of the things that we used to see in other places, we're now seeing them here. So I can't stress enough how important it is for us to build beloved community, to get to know your neighbor, to bond, to take care of each other, and really to be the best that we can as individuals, and to be really humane. So the bench. You will see throughout the neighborhood, throughout some neighborhoods, you may see more and more, hopefully, benches like that, that are painted green. And they're painted green, for me, the green benches represent being a neighbor. It's saying, don't sit on your back porch, don't sit in the house, come to your front porch, come out and meet someone. Meet a neighbor. And there's an initiative called Green Lights. Who knows about the Green Lights? Green Lights is surveillance, where you're being surveilled by machine surveillance item, and it's that information. It's on. You'll find it on buildings. You'll find it some on churches. You find a green light, but it's getting information. So we say green lights, not green chairs. In other words, don't be surveilled for criminalization to see that bad things are gonna go on.
Like green chairs, not green light.
Green chairs, thank you, did I say it right? Green chairs, not green lights. In other words, let's buy into being good neighbors and let's not buy into always having to be watched and being criminalized or what have you. Let's get rid of that and let's figure out how to be neighbors so we don't have to have that. So the benches represent that. So the we meetings we're focused on community safety, and we believe that we're the safety. That safety belongs to us and not the civilians. I've said a lot, so I want to see if anything that I said resonated or if it was any thoughts about from some of the things I just said. Any thoughts, any questions, any comments about what I just said?
Okay, well, I'm going to just chime in with you
Yeah, that's
because
fine.
I came up in the era where the neighborhood block clubs were extremely important. And they made decisions for the neighborhood. And as neighbors, they watched out for each other. As young kids, as we're riding our bikes trying to beat the street lights, the neighbors were letting us know, it's about that time to get home. But they watched out for us.
And they were on the porch, weren't they? Most of the people were on the porch, right? Sitting on their porch.
Oh, they were on the porch, of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
You better get down that road because street lights get ready to pop on. So for me and for my friends, we felt safe as kids playing out in the neighborhood and around the corner, around the block, because people were watching out for us. They can see that, okay, wait a minute, something's happening over there. And they would immediately, they were our surrogate parents, if you will. So that was like, yes. And they were very much into watching and having a say into the politics of Detroit and what was happening, because they would host different civil rights meetings, as we well know. Some of you probably don't know. But not only the churches, but it happened in the block clubs as well.
Thank you for that. Yes,
By any chance, does everyone here know what the green light system is?
You want to share?
Yeah. Is it, by show of hands, does anybody know what the green light system is in the state of Michigan? Okay, y'all know what flock safety is? Flock safety? So artificial intelligence is a biased machine. Well, I say it's unbiased. The green light system in the state of Michigan, it tracks how often you leave your home, how often your car leaves its driveway, how often you go to work, what days do you call off, how often you're on the phone, how often you walk up and down the street, what street you're walking on, if you own a dirt bike, what color is your front door. The only technology that they can't peep into your house with is like your Wi-Fi, because the green light system is attached to your Wi-Fi. That type of surveillance was brought to the state of Michigan due to the factor of individuals not being as community-based. The younger generation drives the future. The older generation mitigates the problems that we currently have going on. She's playing the middle. So she's trying to activate your minds early to be able to say, okay, we want change and we're going to be more community-based instead of being more individualistic. Because as she was just saying, when I was growing up, it wouldn't be uncommon for the principal to pull up to your house and talk to your mother if you were doing wrong and would personally take you home. That's seen as something strange now if somebody doesn't, for example, have a ride home or a faculty member to take them home. We're approaching a day and age where we need more people younger, more people, coming up in the world to make a choice to do better, not just in their own personal lives, but also by the people around them. And I love what you're doing. This is my, first time, meeting. You farmer?
No, I'm Kim.
Kim, it's nice to meet you.
I have a question. What's your name?
Collier.
Okay, Collier.
Yes.
So Collier, you ready to challenge you around something, okay? So you said the older people does what and the younger people does what?
The younger people drive the future, while the current older generation, they mitigate and manage the issues that we currently have going on right now. Because the main people who are in places of power are individuals who are between, I think, the ages of 40 and 60 or 70. Like Donald Trump is how old, like 70?
If we're talking Washington, I'd say between 70 and 100. But.
Yeah, it's in the current, there's a lot of systematic issues at hand that drive different things. I'm not saying that everything is, futile. I'm saying that everything plays a part into where it's guided to right now. Like when people say that they feel like they're living in a third world country, a lot of people knew that things were going on around the world. They just didn't want to get up and do anything about it because it wasn't affecting them. And now, because those things are affecting us, we have to go through the same processes that those individuals were going through before. So, make or break. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And I love this. I do.
No, I appreciate that. Only the challenge for me, the challenge I have for you, and me and everybody else for that, is to not place a wedge between the two.
Right.
So the young and the old. So intergenerational relationships are extremely important.
Yes.
So I like to say that we're doing it with each other, and because sometimes you will find young people that's driving the future. I know a lot of young people that's slamming out here driving the future, and then there's a lot of older folks or the elders that's the future, elder and the other, that's driving the future. And then also the question for me is, what are they driving? Okay, so what are we doing together? So like generalizing often gets us in trouble. I'm trying to learn. This is practice. So one of the I have what's called a leadership framework that I've been working on, and it speaks to four aspects of power. So one is the power within. So I believe that everybody has power within themselves, and that's where everything starts. And that you should always be working on yourself to become more and more confident, powerful, and apt, and physically, mentally, spiritually, and everything. And the stronger you get as an individual, the more you would feel confident, have voice, and to be able to contribute if you so decided to. Then power with, which is bringing all the different types of agencies and inner power into individuals, bring those together to do whatever we want. Then it's authority power.
Right.
So authority power focuses on taking responsibility and decision making. And normally people get authority through, and that's, I find, the most difficult area of power to navigate, because we say power having certain ability to have resources, people having some resources and people not, as far as money and things of that nature. Some you have authority power given through birth or through culture, like being a parent. It's authority power automatically. A principal of a school through a job, so you have all the president of the United States because he had so on. So some laws I have authority to, so that's a little more challenging to navigate. And then the final power that is in the framework is the power of love, which is a more spiritual power that for me is the basis of doing everything. I only do this because I love myself and I love y'all. Other than that, I would not be doing all this. It's a lot of work. It's fun too. But let's keep it real. To be in community, to take care of community, to challenge people, be challenged, to put a lot of work in. What you all have, what I've seen here, this has been a lot of work to come to this, to have this building, the Makerspace manifest. The work that's being done across the street that you all are helping with, the width that you all are helping with, is a lot of work. And if we don't do it together, then it doesn't get done. And so, that's, as I said, for me, the foundation of my work, and I know other people's, is love power, because it keeps me going, and I give it, I receive it, it gives me energy and all of that, and it's, that's why I call it spiritual, not religious, but it's a whole, way of being, and it's kind of like unseen, that you can't see. So, but you can feel it, and you know when you are receiving it, and it's reciprocal and how much energy it brings. That said, is anybody else thinking about anything come to your mind that you want to share, make a comment, or that you may have experienced as it pertains to building a beloved community or pouring into something where you receive love back, some benefits where you work with somebody and some great things have occurred, where you even have some doubts and like, how do I do that? I don't know. You may be able to get some feedback here in this group.
I absolutely do. I loved what you said, especially the part about crisis. Like, the reason this is important is because sooner or later, for somebody, whether it's us or not, are gonna have to face something that's gonna be hard. Whatever that may mean. And honestly, my hope for all of y'all in this room from Detroit, you know, who wanna live a good life, who don't know how yet, you know, what she was saying about craft and ability to do things is part of it. But the other part of it is nutrition and health. Because like, you know, you guys got it hard. You know, I grew up, you know, the phones were just coming out. There's people here, you know, that grew up without phones. You know, and for some of y'all, like, the screens are they're just so bad for your mind and for who you are. And it taps into the whole love thing. Like, if you can, like, actually know what that means, is that, like, I'm from the country, and a lot of you probably don't know that, like, I don't know, a lot of it's just circumstantial. Like, it kind of, like, it just sucks. Like, the situations we were born into, you know, like, what we have to deal with, like, who we are, it all just sucks. But if you can take advantage of these people, and if you can take control of yourself, you can realize that your consciousness and your, like, physicality and your just ambition and whatever it is really opens up. And, you know, I'm just throwing that out there, you know, and it's, you know, it's up to you guys. And, you know, there's structures here to help you out. So, that's all I have to say.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Something coming to your mind, comments or experiences that you may have had that's resonating just based upon some of the things that have been said? Yeah, I was saying you look like you got something to say.
Yeah, the individualism in it. I noticed that now a lot of the time people are opting into like ring cameras and things like that, where we're surveilling each other and we're kind of adapting those police mentalities within our social structure. So it's like, I really appreciate that initiative and push to like, yeah, go sit on your porch, go talk to your neighbors, don't just go in the house after you get home from work, and really making that an active practice so that, yeah, when a crisis happens, as we're seeing them happen, we have somebody's number so that we can reach out, and how much we benefit from that is like the active collaboration, which I think is really special in this space that I've gotten to witness over this program. Just seeing how each department are overlapping each other and how that can continue to happen. So just feeling very inspired with the work that I'm creating in this space.
I'm giving her. Did you have something to say? Yeah. Okay, you look like you did, so that's why. Anybody else? something resonating or you're thinking about?
I guess I wanted to ask you again another thing, unless you want to go somewhere else, but I guess I'm still wondering why, do you know why you care? Like, I guess because you were saying that with all the sports and stuff, you saw people really pouring into your life and then you wanted to give it back, but that's also not a given that
What's not given?
that you would actually want to return the favor.
Right.
So why, if you know, is it just who you are, or?
It's part of who I am, but it's also upbringing. So if somebody gives you a gift, you write a letter back, or you say thank you. But a lot of it I know is part of who I am, but definitely it's also upbringing too. Yeah, you reckon, you acknowledge, acknowledge people who I've been reared to acknowledge people who give something. So I have a question. That was on my mind before you asked that question. How many people are familiar with teen takeovers in Detroit? Could you raise your hand? Have heard the term? Because I'm getting ready to get. How many Detroiters, young Detroiters, have heard the term teen takeover? Thank you. Can I see a show of hands? I saw some people. Don't be scared. I mean,
I can't raise my hand.
Teen takeover. Excuse me. Could you share what that is? Teen takeovers, if you don't mind, or what you understand it to be. Okay, and one minute before you do. What's your name? Tayshawn. What's your name? Riley. Oh, Riley. So Tayshawn. So Riley is going to start, and Tayshawn, I'm going to ask you to add on to what Riley says. So,
I think it's just like kids that's around the same age want to come together and have a give, but they don't know where to do it, so they go to town or different places. It's no real place to have fun in Detroit.
thank you for doing that. Okay. Okay, what did she say? I'll say it in your words. Can you say one? No, I'm sorry. You're not comfortable saying it by yourself? I'm sorry. Say it. So you're not comfortable speaking in front of a crowd? Okay. I got a challenge for you. So I have a statement, then I have a challenge. So I, like you, did not like speaking in front of crowds. Still don't quite often. This format is easy for me because I'm used to it. But then there are other formats, like if you're in an auditorium on the stage with a mic in front of you, and depending on what crowd it is, I'm gonna act really shy. But right now, my voice is kind of loud. I'm kind of proud of myself. I'm a little bold today. Can you tell the difference? I'm a little bit louder today because I've been practicing. That's the difference. I've been practicing, and I'm becoming more confident. Because remember I told you about the power what? The power what? So the power within, I've been working on it. And so consciously really working on this because I really don't like to speak in front of crowds, believe it or not. So, Tayshawn, I'm going to ask you to say, challenge you. I want you to practice, just like you practice basketball or cooking or sewing or video games or what kind of things you like to do? What's some of your favorite things you like to do? You like to cook? Okay. So that's something. What do you like to cook? What's one of your favorite things you like to cook?
Steak, macaroni. But I like all soul food.
Soul food. Do you have a favorite dish that you make?
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Steak, macaroni, green, macaroni, cabbage, and cornbread, ribs.
And ribs. Okay. Lastly, last question. When did you start cooking?
I was 12.
You're 12 years old, and you did that on your own?
Well, they don't help me my cooking stuff.
Your was a parent, a brother, a sister?
Parent.
Your
Yeah.
a parent?
Yeah, she had my clean for me and stuff. And how much grease you put in the skillet.
Okay. Thank you for that. I want to tell you something. You just finished doing what? What you just finished doing? Tell me what you just finished doing. You just finished talking. You just finished talking in what? In front of a. Yeah, let's give my hand. You know what? This is what I found out. Same thing when you write, as well as when you speak. Start off with something that you know. So another reason that I am comfortable talking about this is because I know this work. I'm used to it. You ask me to talk about a subject I don't know, or if I gotta research it, I'm gonna stumble. So you can talk in front of a crowd, but maybe the thing that we were just talking about, the team takeovers, it wasn't all set in your mind. But you know the cooking thing, so you do know how to talk in front of a crowd. It's just that you would need more practice in terms of that particular subject that we were talking about. But probably everybody in this room who may think that they don't know how to talk in front of people, if you ask them what they're good at, you ask if they have a particular subject that they're really strong, and when I say subject of something they really like, they can talk all day in front of a crowd and probably wouldn't bother them. So the team takeovers, I really do want to engage you all, especially young Detroiters, about that, because what's your name, Riley, I'm going to talk to Riley in a minute, said that there's no place for young people to go. Raise your hand if you agree with that. Okay, I see no participation here. I have a question. Excuse me, young lady on the phone. Oh, excuse me, I have to come over here. Excuse me. Okay, thank you. All right, so you were what? You were what? Okay, I'm messing with her. I'm giving you a hard time intentionally because I'm asking you all to engage me, and this is going to help you and your peers, seriously. So tomorrow I'm going to be at an event. Anybody's welcome to come. I'm going to be at an event with an organization called Dable, and they're going to be talking about the criminalization of black youth. How do you make black youth into criminals? That's what we're going to be talking about. Or why is this happening? Do any of you all think that that's actually happening to black youth? That they're being criminalized? I see one. Anybody hands up? Two. You say three, four. Anybody else? Five. Oh, okay. Thank you. And so I'm actually going to be taking some notes in my head, and I've been put my thing back. I'm taking what you all say back. Thank you. I'm taking what you all say back to the group of young people that's going to be there, and you can join us. See, remember, I told you all that I'm trying to help, and also I am, but I'm with other people creating the world I want. I believe in intergenerational relationships. I try not to separate. I think every young person in this room, every person, not just a young person, every person in this room is valuable and has something to say, have a voice, and it's very, what you have to say is valuable. And so, when I go to the gathering tomorrow starts at 5:30, things like 5:30 to 7:30, and as I am listening to the young people and taking, not only listen, but taking notes, and then I'm gonna be active. I normally will identify in that room some of the young people who feel really confident and strong, and then I get together with them, and we're working on some things. I mean, I'm supporting, just like Mr. Eddie and Mike and all the other adults, and Frank and Melanie, who comes here every year, and Zuri and all the rest of the folks, supporting young people in their dreams. And the space that you talked about, that's, you've been really appreciated, right? And so, hearing what you have to say, whether you voice it or not, as someone who believes in intergenerational, I will take it back. If you can't make it, if you're shy, I'm taking that back to people who might be able to do something about it on a regular basis. As a matter of fact, the new director of youth affairs for the city of Detroit is 28 years old. Now, he's been working in his community for a long time. He's 28 years old. He's been working in his community since he was at least 25 or even more. He went back to his community, he's changing it. Now, he was just, his name is Juwan Howard, like a basketball coach, the former basketball coach at of Michigan. Basketball. And he is passionate about making sure that young people have what they want. He's 28. Now that may seem old to you all, but even half of the staff, the new staff for the city of Detroit, they're young people. And Detroit, the mayor is trying to really listen to young people, and she does have them on her radar. And so this is a really good time to say what you want and try to get some things that you want, because you have a mayor, I'll be right with you, Mark. You have a mayor who's trying to follow up, yes.
Yeah, just to jump in for a second, Juwan Howard will be here for our Sunday Maker Festival event.
Oh, great. I'm a big fan
He
of
runs
Juwan's.
a bookstore
Yeah.
in Detroit, of course, called Howard Family Bookstore, and he'll have some of his books out here, making a few sales maybe.
Oh, great.
So you'll have an opportunity to meet him. Yeah.
I'm glad you'll get a chance to meet him. And I saw the beautiful sign that the Brightmoor makers made for the bookstore. I had an opportunity. It's beautiful.
Classic.
Yeah, it's great. I had the opportunity to see it. So I'm glad you'll have a chance to talk to Juwan. But he has some influence because he's the director of the youth department. So I have a question for you. What's your name? Eva? Ava? So Ava, you're familiar with the pink takeovers, right? You don't know? You have anything you would like to share about young people, how we could help? We can help change and make sure that we have a place for young people for young people to be involved and participate. Okay, I appreciate that. I appreciate you engaging me about, or answering questions. I appreciate that. Won't put you on the spot. It was intentional, but I appreciate that. Okay, so anybody else who would like to share something that I might take back to the conversation tomorrow? Some suggestions I can take back?
What's up, Kim?
Hello. Oh, okay.
How are you?
Fine.
I feel like the basis for some of that criminalization would be the stats in the current state of affairs as it relates to criminalization or prison, and how that disproportionately affects certain populations. So to me, I think there's a concern for the criminalization based on the status quo and the stats associated with it.
Okay, so the stats, and to make sure that we are focused in on those. And that's definitely cool, because we, based upon population, there are more blacks in prison than based upon just the populations. It is not proportional based upon population. Any suggestions on this end? What do you all like to do? Drawing? Got an artist? Okay, drawing. I'm going around. You have, what do you got? Which one?